The Divine Comedy, by Dante Alighieri. Introduction. The Journey Through the Realms. In the middle of my life, I found myself lost. Not in a forest of trees, but in a darkness of the soul, where the path forward was obscured by sin and despair. I was 35, a man named Dante, adrift in a world that felt both familiar and alien. The year was 1300, and Florence, my city, buzzed with factional strife, but it was my own heart that had led me astray. I wandered, seeking purpose, until one Good Friday, I awoke in a shadowed valley, the sun obscured by a mountain I could not climb. 3 beasts barred my way: a leopard sleek and cunning, its eyes glinting with malice; a lion proud and ferocious, its roar shaking the air; and a she-wolf, gaunt and ravenous, her hunger insatiable. They were sin incarnate, lust, pride, greed, and I, trembling, saw no escape. As despair gripped me, a figure emerged from the mist, a man of ancient bearing, his eyes sharp with wisdom. "Who are you?" I asked, my voice quaking. "I am Virgil," he replied, "poet of Rome, sent to guide you. The path you seek lies not up this mountain, but through the depths and heights of the divine order. Will you follow?" I nodded, heart pounding, and so began my journey. Part 1. Inferno. The Descent into Hell. Virgil led me to a cavernous gate, its inscription chilling: "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here." Beyond lay hell, a funnel of torment spiraling downward, carved into the earth to house the damned. The air was thick with wails, and my knees buckled at the sight of souls swirling in a gray, hopeless void. Those who lived without faith or infamy, neither hot nor cold, rejected by both heaven and hell. "These are the lukewarm," Virgil said, "who chose no side. Pity them not." We crossed the river Acheron, ferried by Charon, whose eyes glowed like embers. He scowled at me, a living soul, but Virgil's stern command silenced him. On the other side, hell's circles began. In the first circle, limbo, I saw the virtuous pagans, philosophers like Aristotle, poets like Homer, dwelling in a castle of light, yet forever denied God's presence. Their sorrow was quiet, a longing without fulfillment, and I wept for their noble hearts. Deeper we went, into the second circle, where lustful souls were tossed by a ceaseless storm, their bodies battered as their desires had once consumed them. I saw Francesca and Paolo, lovers bound eternally, their tale of forbidden love stirring pity in me. "Love led us to one death," Francesca whispered, and I fainted from grief. The third circle housed the gluttonous, wallowing in freezing mud under a relentless hail. Cerberus, the 3-headed dog, gnashed at them, his hunger mirroring their excess. In the fourth, the greedy and prodigal pushed massive weights against each other, their lives spent chasing or hoarding wealth. Plutus, their guardian, snarled, but Virgil's words subdued him. The fifth circle was a swamp, the river Styx, where the wrathful fought savagely in the mire, while the sullen choked beneath its surface, their resentment drowning them. Across the river, we reached Dis, the walled city of lower hell, its iron gates guarded by fallen angels. They mocked us, but a messenger from heaven, radiant and fierce, forced the gates open, and we entered. Now the torments grew darker. In the sixth circle, heretics burned in flaming tombs, their denial of eternity mocked by their endless suffering. In the seventh, we crossed a river of boiling blood, where the violent, tyrants, murderers, screamed as centaurs shot them with arrows. I saw my kinsman, Jerry del Bello, among them, and guilt gnawed at me for his unavenged death. The seventh circle's second ring held suicides, their souls twisted into gnarled trees, torn by harpies. Pier della Vigna, once a trusted counselor, spoke of his despair, and I shuddered. In the third ring, blasphemers, sodomites, and usurers scorched on a plain of burning sand under fiery rain. My old teacher, Brunetto Latini, ran among them, yet his dignity moved me, and I wept as he urged me to write truth. The eighth circle, Malbolge, was a pit of 10 trenches, each punishing deceivers. Seducers were whipped by demons, flatterers drowned in filth, simoniacs burned head down in fiery holes. I saw Pope Nicholas III, mistaken for Boniface, and my heart ached for the church's corruption. Sorcerers walked with heads twisted backward, hypocrites wore leaden cloaks, thieves were bitten by serpents, and false counselors burned like flames. Ulysses told of his doomed quest, his eloquence haunting me. In the final trench, sowers of discord were mutilated by a demon's sword. Bertrand de Born, his head severed, wept for his treachery. At last, we reached the ninth circle, Cocytus, a frozen lake where traitors lay encased in ice. In its center, Satan, a monstrous giant, wept from 6 eyes, his 3 mouths chewing Judas, Brutus, and Cassius, the ultimate betrayers. His bat-like wings beat futilely, freezing the lake. I clung to Virgil, horrified, as we climbed down Satan's body, passing through the earth's core, emerging under a starry sky. Part 2. Purgatorio, the ascent of redemption. We stood at the foot of Mount Purgatory, its terraces rising into the southern sky, a place of penance where souls cleansed their sins to reach heaven. It was Easter dawn, and hope stirred in me. Cato, the guardian, greeted us, his face radiant with freedom's memory. "Wash the stains of hell from him," he told Virgil, and in the dew of the shore, my face was cleansed, my spirit lightened. 2 rivers flowed here, Lethe to forget sin, and Juno to recall good deeds. But first we climbed. The ante-purgatory held the late repentant, those who delayed salvation. I met Manfred, a warrior king, his wounds glowing, his faith redeeming him despite his excommunication. Higher, we entered the gate, where an angel carved 7 P's on my forehead, 1 for each sin I must purge. The first terrace punished pride, its souls bent under massive stones, their art praising humility. Odericai, a painter, spoke of fame's fleeting nature, and I felt my own pride sting. On the second terrace, the envious, their eyes sewn shut, leaned on each other, learning charity. Sapia, a Sienese lady, confessed her spite, and I pitied her. The wrathful, on the third terrace, wandered in blinding smoke, their anger purged through visions of patience. Marco Lombardo, a noble soul, lamented the world's corruption, blaming church and state. The fourth terrace held the slothful, running tirelessly to atone for their laziness in life. Their zeal inspired me, and I pressed on. The fifth terrace was for the avaricious, lying face down bound, weeping for their greed. Pope Adrian V, humbled, taught me detachment. An earthquake shook the mountain as Statius, a poet, joined us, his penance complete. He revered Virgil, unaware of his pagan fate, and I hid my tears. On the sixth terrace, the gluttonous, emaciated, reached for fruit they could not touch, learning temperance. Faris Donati, my friend, spoke of Florence's decline, and I mourned with him. The seventh terrace burned with fire, purging lust. Guido Ginizelli, father of Italian poetry, walked through flames, his love refined. Arnaut Daniel, a troubadour, sang in his native tongue, his passion now pure. At the summit, the earthly paradise, Virgil's guidance ended. "You are free," he said, his eyes tender. I wept, but a lady appeared, Matilda, radiant, gathering flowers by Lethe. She led me to a divine pageant, a chariot drawn by a griffin, symbolizing Christ, surrounded by virtues. Then, Beatrice descended, her beauty veiled, her eyes piercing my soul. "Dante," she said, "why did you stray from me?" Her words cut deeper than hell's torments. I confessed my sins, my love for her faltering after her death. She unveiled her face, and I nearly fainted at her divine splendor. Bathed in Lethe, my guilt washed away, and in Juno, my good deeds shone. Beatrice smiled, and I was ready for the final ascent. Part 3. Paradiso, the vision of glory. Beatrice led me upward, our souls rising through the heavens, her gaze my compass. We passed the sphere of the moon, where the inconstant, those who broke vows, dwelt in light, yet longed for more. Piccarda Donati, Faris' sister, glowed with peace, her will aligned with God's. I saw her joy, though her place was lowly, and learned to trust divine justice. In Mercury, the ambitious, like Emperor Justinian, shone, their good deeds marred by worldly aims. His laws shaped the world, yet he humbly served God. In Venus, lovers like Cunizza de Romano radiated love, their earthly passions now divine. Charles Martel, a prince, warned of earthly strife, his wisdom piercing. The sun, realm of the wise, dazzled with circling souls. Thomas Aquinas, Albertus Magnus, King Solomon. Their debates harmonized, truth their song. Aquinas praised Francis, Dominic blamed greed, and I marveled at their unity. In Mars, warriors of faith, like Cacciaguida, my ancestor, formed a cross of light. He foretold my exile from Florence, urging courage, and I steeled my heart. Jupiter housed just rulers, their souls forming an eagle, speaking as one of divine justice. Trajan and Ripheus, pagans saved by grace, shone among them, and I saw God's mercy. In Saturn, contemplatives like Peter Damian glowed in silence, their prayers a ladder to God. He decried corrupt clergy, and I nodded, my soul burning. In the fixed stars, I saw Christ's triumph, a radiant rose, and the Virgin Mary, crowned by angels. Peter, James, and John tested me, faith, hope, love, and I answered, my soul proven. Adam appeared, his fall redeemed, and I wept for humanity's story. Beatrice led me to the prima mobile, the source of time and motion, where angels spun in 9 ranks, their love fueling creation. She explained God's order, and I glimpsed eternity. At last, we entered the Empyrean, a sea of light, the celestial rose, where saints and angels adored God. Beatrice took her seat, her mission complete, and I thanked her, my heart full. Saint Bernard, my final guide, pointed to the Virgin, her intercession drawing me to God. I gazed into the divine light, 3 circles in one, Father, Son, Spirit, unity beyond comprehension. My mind strained, my words failed, but my soul merged with the love that moves the sun and stars. I was home,